there is a word. I was aware of a condition in someone that I've known for a number of years and observed. And what I observed is that this individual called themselves transgender. I questioned, I challenged, because I did not believe that it was a transgender. I thought, I believed, I saw, I observed, and I knew that it was a man. It was a man who enjoyed wearing women's clothing. And I also suspected and believed, because you see, my intuition is something that is not wrong. It's always bang on. Intuitively, I picked up that he was being sexually aroused at the idea, thought, and practice of wearing women's clothing. Why did I think that? Because he came to me as a regular Joe, G.I. Joe appearing, in fact. Yes, he would literally dress like G.I. Joe. He thought he was G.I. Joe. Out of his bag, for our very first session, out of his plastic bag, like a shopping bag from the grocery store, he pulls out, I mean, it was scandalous. He pulled out a mini skirt made out of a synthetic fabric in an animal print of some sort, like a leopard print. And it was like lycra, spandex, polyester sort of blend. With every step, it was riding up and exposing the goods, you know. The content of this recording may be offensive to some. If you haven't got an open mind, please find another one. For mature listeners only, please. This guy, I felt, was receiving some sexual gratification. He was getting aroused, getting his rocks off by wearing women's clothing. In this case, he had an outfit he liked. It was the short, streetwalker type mini skirt that you couldn't wear without exposing yourself. And he wore a frightful looking wig. It was hideous. When I first saw her, I said, no, this is no good. I've got to take you shopping. You need to go shopping. You need new clothing. You need a new wig at least. You need new hair. This looks like a Halloween wig that you bought at the dollar store. And she says, yeah, I did. I'm like, no, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. We want to upgrade this look. This is the hooker in the street. We don't do that. Wouldn't you rather be a domina? Wouldn't you prefer to be dominant? You want to be a prostitute to these guys who don't respect sex workers? The guys will not use the word sex worker. They always look at you as prostitute, hooker, whore. And they love to say that with contempt. And especially that they're paying to degrade you. And you are degrading yourself for whatever reason. Sometimes it's because of desperation. You are needing money. Other times it could be you get off on it. But I could clearly see in the session, what was the request? What do you want to do? We're going to role play. We're going to play. We're going to have fun. What does this man dressed as a woman coming to me for the first time, and subsequently, what does he want me to do to him, to her, to it, to them, to they? I am sick of these ever-changing pronouns and such. But they wanted me to ape them with an R in front. That's what they wanted. They wanted to be dressed as a hooker. And they wanted me to ape them with an R. And I was like, this MFer gets their rocks off with this. The whole scenario is a turn on, is a fetish. And I didn't know that there was a word for it. But I knew it, I recognized it. And here we are today, October 6th, 2022. It's Thirsty Thursday. Thirsty Thursdays. And I learned from actually a transgender, someone who had, honestly, I don't know. I'm so confused. It's either a male who became female and switched back, or the other way around, a female who went male. No, now they are presenting as a young man. So I'm not sure if they started off as a young man, but they're a young man now. They're calling themselves transgender. Is that a trans man? The person quoted Buck Angel. But Buck Angel called it pornography. That's it. Oh yeah. So Buck Angel was referring in that instance to that person in Canada, Halton Hills, Oakville out there. There was a teacher who kind of like identified as transgender, but it seemed an excuse to wear these prosthetic, these big fake boobs, which is what the person I knew liked to do. He would make his own boobs, and they were bigger than any boobs you could imagine. It was just, you couldn't miss it. This was obviously an attention whoring tactic by having these oversized memories that are fake. And of course, there is also the accompanying, eye-catching, enormous nips. The nipples you see from the outside through even a thick fabric. And this dude, looking like a lady would not dress like this. Again, something in the mind of these guys is a sickness. They are kind of obsessed with sex, usually because they can't get any, or they have to pay. To pay. They may actually need to wear a toupee, and they will be wearing a woman's wig, no matter how hideous it appears. Because it's not important how they look in terms of like aesthetics. It's how they look in terms of the scenario, the scene. She wants to play the part of a whore, and she wants me to ape her with an R. That's a bit problematic for me as a woman with who has had past experiences and post-traumatic stress disorder from being in situations where I've been sexually mishandled. Let's use this word. Yes, I suspected, and as did Buck Angel and the other trans person commenting on that, which they see as problematic, because the person who put the video up that I was watching when this appeared, and I've shared that there's the video of this teacher. I think it's like a shop class, woodworking class, and he's got these big ginormous boobs and wearing this short black skirt exposing the legs. It's totally inappropriate, but there he is at the school teaching in this, and the children have to be subjected to it. So imagine our surprise or not when on YouTube the person showing that video, that the children of this person, that the children have to be around for a whole class repeatedly, and they are as though held hostage in bondage because they can't leave the class. They will miss out on that instruction that's important. They're being forced to be in a class with this person acting out their fetish and fantasy and possibly, well, sexually aroused. It's completely inappropriate, okay? It's predatory. It's not transgender. That's a man who's a freak and claiming transgender because he heard, my friends transitioning. There is a difference, isn't there? Listen, I'm no expert, but I am an observer, and I am also intuitive. So the word for this condition is autogynophilia. Autogynophilia is this condition. It's a man who receives some sexual arousal from thinking of or wearing women's clothing, especially wearing women's clothing and being seen out in public. Because this, yeah, I could add to this, because I have examples that would, help present this little story time. But I think that would expose the person a little too much. I know she likes to be exposed, but people love to control in my life, and many people, they tend to love to find fault or problems or take issue with things that I say and do, because in their minds they can do it better. Well, do it, bitch. Do it. Yeah, I'm Domina Della Pie. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. Don't comment. See if I care. I mean, YouTube already has me on what? Well, let's just leave it at that. But it's autogynophilia is a condition in which certain men, they get a lot of, they get aroused, they get turned on by the idea or thought or practice of wearing women's clothing. And it's heightened arousal if they are out in public, and even more so if they have a companion. Gives them a sense of safety, security, and a bit of validation. There you have it. Thank you. Good day.